Hello everyone. Welcome to my first video. Today we will be looking at our temperature for Florida and the United States. We'll also be tracking the tropics of the updates on how the hurricane tracker is doing. So this is Tropical Depression Julia. We are expecting it has broken apart a lot today. It has broken apart so much. So there's nothing to worry about there. It's heading a little bit north, and it's also heading into the Pacific Ocean. One thing we have noticed is since as the hurricane spins, we are noticing that it's bringing a bunch of clouds down south. So we may be getting, if you see these clouds and you think it's part of the hurricane or tropical depression, it's not. It's because it's bringing a bunch of clouds down. So this is the wind flow. As we can see, the wind comes from the north and it goes through our nice place, tropical area, Florida, and then it heads into the Gulf of Mexico. And this circulation is the storm, and this is the eye wall around here. We can see some deformation right there. As we can tell, the major part of the tropical depression right now is out on the sea, but we are not worried about the winds anymore. We are worried about the rainfall, mudslides, flash flooding, all of that because of when the hurricane came. The winds was a Category 1, and it was tropical storm winds. There were tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings a couple days ago. And when it hit Central America around around here, there was storm surge, and there was also flash flooding that came in. So temperatures around 61 to 66, mid 60s to low 70s, around that, mid 70s, just around that, like pretty warm. I definitely noticed towards the areas that are like getting hit by the most wind flow are kind of in the 60s, I can tell, because they're closer to the eye and the eye wall, more circulation. Let's take a look at the United States storm activity. So let's just bring us right back to what we were at. Alright, hold on. So now, alright, there we are. Alright, so the National Weather Service, so the radar tracker. So we are seeing some warnings. Let's just see what they're about. Flash flood warning because it's probably moving very slow and it's dumping a bunch of rain. So definitely you want to pay attention to that areas. Do not go outside. If it starts to be flooding over there, put blankets down. Alright. Let's check our severe storm tracker. Alright, so we are tracking over here some storms. Let's just refresh this just in case if there's any updates. Alright, it's not. Alright, in Texas. So let's see. It's moving east at 17 miles per hour. Around hurricane speeds when it just starts up. Not on land though. Also, people ask, which one's stronger, hurricane or tornadoes? So yeah, flash flood warning. It's actually, they're both just as bad. Maybe tornadoes have stronger winds, but do they last as long? They don't. So it would range about the same damage. And hurricanes are bigger. But yeah. One thing if you guys want to do, if you want to check out this radar thing, it's called ACC Weather. I just want to show a little graph of how Tropical Depression Julia is doing. Alright, so this is Tropical Depression Julia at 7:10 p.m. If we make our way to 8, we can see it is dying off. It's like scattered mess almost. It's gonna try to reform here, because as we can see right here, we are predicting that this is the eye wall right here, but maybe it may like reform a tiny bit or keep its strength for just a little bit, and then it's gonna head up north and hit a little bit of land. We are predicting that it will go up the coast of the Pacific Ocean and possibly hit California. It's not going to be bad if it does. We are not 100% sure, but this is not a time to worry. The storm is dissipating, and we know storms like these dissipate quickly. I know you guys have been, Central America, I know, it's been very tough. People say it's like, it's not as bad as Ian, though. I can tell you that. So if we start moving, you can like see some more developed nation. Don't worry about it. It's all right. So as we go on to 10:05 p.m., it does look more, just a little bit more organized, but still a very unorganized storm. Now, if this storm stays out on the coast, and then if we take a look at our models and it's moving inwards, like north, and it goes into Mexico. Now, if the storm does that, the possible bands here, they can possibly stay in the Gulf of Mexico and hold their strength. It will not be enough time for it to become a tropical storm and come into Florida. None of that is supposed to be what you're worrying about. The only people that should be worrying about of the storm is Mexico City, because I have a feeling that this storm possibly has the potential of coming north to Mexico City. Now, we can't be 100% official here. Now, the reason why the storm has been dissipating very quickly throughout the day is, let's just zoom in a little bit. You see, these are all mountains. And storms don't like mountains, let's just say that. It breaks up the clouds in storm. So, a little update for Cuba. We have some storms lining in here. Nothing to worry about. Just, it's just getting pulled from tropical depression, my bad. Julia, from just the scattered showers, just maybe around here. There's no possible way it can get it from over here. The only way it got it is because it's sucking air around here and then it's pulling it down, but that don't matter. So just some scattered thunderstorms for the south for Naples of Florida, just on the south part. Let's see how you're doing, Key West. They have not been doing very well through that hurricane, but they seem to be doing okay with rain-wise. But we are going to be tracking this storm tomorrow, and I will update you. If this video comes out on the next day, and yes, this is on Monday, depending on if this is uploaded on Tuesday, then I'll make another video on Tuesday, and I'll say this is the update, and I'll just say this video was made on Monday, but it's on Tuesday. Okay, so this is the storm, all right. 7:10 p.m. It looks to be a little bigger from some parts, because right now, I wouldn't say it got more formation. I can say that I don't know if the radar is not picking up this or if that dissipated. If it did, that's cool. All I'm saying is this storm did is it reformed a little bit. So if we go back to 7:10 p.m., we can see all these storms are just scattered. Like, it almost like a huge thunderstorms, pretty heavy rain, some gusty winds, just spreaded all over the place. And since it's kind of like on the Gulf of Mexico, just a little bit, and some of it's on the Pacific. That's gonna kind of like form it back. Not, I wouldn't say strengthen, and we can just kind of tell. So it seems to be moving north. So let me just try to locate the eye for you guys real quick. I would say it's around here. Like, I think it lost its eye again. I'm not quite sure because it just deformed so much. That just shows you when these kind of tropical cyclones come into just even smaller places, just hurricanes or whatever, depressions, tropical storms, even hurricanes. When they are on land, they slow down. That wind shear it just slows down. And when it slows down, it gives it a better chance to deform. Now, if it gets in, like, let's just say this is a possibility. It's not, by the way. Do not take this into consideration. So if we had this tropical storm here, and then the wind shear put it right back in here, I don't think it would actually, maybe it would go to a category 1 and hit New Orleans. Now let's say it were to turn around and go into the Pacific and turn and go way in here and then into the South Caribbean, see the warmest part, and then were to hit Caribbean, just be a major hurricane. Ugh. That's not gonna happen though. There's winds that are preventing that. There's one wind pushing it up north, and there's one wind pushing it into the Pacific Ocean, and it's kind of fighting. So I hope you like that update, and I'll update you with more updates. See ya.